guys and girls, welcome to Sketched, and today we are going to learn how to duplicate objects in two-point perspective. In the last lesson, we showed you how to create an object in two-point perspective. Now we're going to take that object and we're going to duplicate it in every way possible. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So if you're on Procreate, let's start with a new layer. And if you're not on Procreate, if you don't have a graphics tablet, remember whatever I show you in these tutorials can be done on paper with pencil, rulers and markers, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so don't uh, compel yourself to go ahead and spend that extra money to get yourself a graphics tablet yet. If you're starting out, a paper, ruler and pencil will work just fine. Okay, also please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Both of these increase the exposure that the video gets. It goes across to a wider audience and helps the channel grow. So with that out of the way, let's begin. Let's get rid of this text here. And as always, what we're going to do first is create the horizon line. Okay, so let me create the horizon line. Make sure the horizon line is perfectly horizontal. So as perfectly as possible, make sure that it is horizontal. Now in two-point perspective, the formative elements are the vanishing points. So let's select the two vanishing points. So I'm going to select one over here. I'm going to call it VP1, and I'm going to select the second one over here. I'm going to call it VP2. Now duplicating an object consists of three main steps. So the first step is create the base object. Second step, it's duplicate it. Third step, duplicate it even more. Okay, so let's start. Let's create the base object. So to create a base object, one reference line with respect to VP2. Okay, make sure it intersects the VP2, and second line, I think I'm going to take it like this. Yeah, so it's up to you. The angle of the object, everything is up to you. So if I do not make it perfectly central like here, I will get an object that is not exactly square. It'll be a little bit of a cuboid, but doesn't matter. We want to create an object. Now you have your references. Let's zoom in a little and set up the height. So vertical line. Okay, and from the top of the object, one line towards VP2, intersect, one line towards VP1 and intersect. Okay, so what we have done is we have created reference length and width. We have also set up the definite height. Let's now set up the object as a whole. Dimensions are up to you. I want to create multiple objects, so I'm going to make this a little smaller. A vertical line to my right, vertical line to my left. Okay, and as I said, whatever is at your left intersects or converges to the right. So this is going to converge at VP2, and whatever is at your right converges to your left. So this is going to intersect at VP1. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have our object ready. Now let us duplicate it. If you remember in the one-point perspective tutorial, the first step to duplicating an object is finding out the center. So let us find out the center of these faces. Of course, we cannot find the center of a 3D object. We can, but we don't have to in this case. Okay, so for the first face, I'm going to draw diagonals. Okay, draw diagonals over here. You will get the center. Now from the center, draw a line that intersects to VP2. This forms your reference. Now I want to duplicate the object, so I'm going to take this corner, straight line through the intersection of the reference to the width line, like that, and draw a vertical, and that's it. As I said, there's a vacant corner here, vacant corner on my right, intersects to the left. That's it. This is your object duplicated. Now what if I want one more copy? Okay, so we take this corner. Same procedure, line through the reference to the width line. Okay, vertical line, empty corner intersects to my left. I think yeah, got it. Okay, so as you can see, you are now free to duplicate the center object as much as you want and as many times as you want. Of course, as big as your canvas supports. But that's it, guys. This is how you can simply duplicate objects uh, in 2-point perspective. But we have only duplicated in one direction. For your convenience, I'm going to show you how you can duplicate or in this direction as well, towards VP1. Same procedure. Let's first find out where the center lies. Diagonals. Alright, center detected. Now center intersects VP1. We have the reference. So from this corner through the reference to the width line, vertical line up. And as I said, it's an empty corner on my left, will intersect to the right. It will coincide with my VP2. And that's it. That's my object duplicated. Now, I know there are too many lines going on here, so it may be a little bit tricky to understand how and where these objects have been duplicated. Right, so I'm going to make things easy for you. I'm going to take a marker. I think this is okay. I'm going to change the color to a red. Okay, so first let me make object 1, the base object. Right, so this is my base object. Sorry, I'm not going to be very accurate. I have duplicated my objects very accurately. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to freehand over here. This is my object number 1. Okay, the base object. Now when I duplicated it, what I got was this. And when I duplicated it again, what I got was this. Okay, now when I duplicated it to my left, that's towards VP1, what I got was this object here. Right, so as you can see, the objects have not only been duplicated, but the best part about 2-point perspective, okay, is when you duplicate, when you scale, when you draw, whatever you do in perspective, whether it's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, right, everything works out in proportion. So as you can see, the base object is big, but as it moves towards the vanishing point, it gets smaller, right? So if I was to duplicate all the way over here, obviously you can just make out, right, the object is going to be very small because it is towards the vanishing point. So the farther the object is from you, that's here, right, the farther away an object is from you, the smaller it is going to appear. In reality, it may be the same size as the base object, but we're talking about perspective. We're talking about things increasing and decreasing in proportion. So whatever you do in perspective will work out in proportion. And with that, I will conclude this lesson. As a practice homework, you can say, or an assignment, create an object, duplicate it thrice in either directions. So 3 times towards VP2, 3 times towards VP1, okay, and outline the objects that you have duplicated. Okay, so that is the assignment that you can try out as a practice. And in the next lesson, I will show you how you can start adding objects to these. So we're going to use this as a base and add objects onto it of different sizes, and I'll show you how you can do a bit of shadow, a bit of shading here and there to actually start making a scene out of two-point perspective. So until then, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and yep, I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good day ahead.